Oh, listen, I gotta go. I will call you tonight. Okay. Great talking to you. Bye. Oh, thank you.
There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, how was your Thanksgiving?
It was great. How was yours?
Really good.
Good.
Yeah. Okay. First time ever cooking a turkey after 30 some odd years, you know.
No, come on.
Yeah, never did. What about yourself?
I did the soup kitchen. I did Lighthouse Mission. I volunteered.
Lighthouse Mission. That's in Belport, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It was such a blessing. It really... And I didn't have to cook. They brought the food in, and I went there at 11 o'clock. Everything was set up. They were expecting about 100 people, and only 45 people showed up, which was kind of a disappointment. The tables were set. They had all the food.
With a lot of food left over.
Yes. I could see on the pastor's face, and a lot of people were disappointed, so I decided to get in my car and find some people to bring in.
Okay, in Belport? Now, was this the safe part of Belport? Or?
No, of course not.
Okay.
No, it wasn't. But nonetheless, I did get in my car, and I said, well, you know, if they don't come in, we'll find them. So I got in my car, and I kind of drove down the street, and I saw a young man, and he was dressed normally, I mean, just walking around. So I pulled up to him, put my window down, and I said, hey, how would you like to eat with me? And he was kind of hesitant. He kind of looked at me strangely, and I said, right down the street, we're having this big turkey dinner, and if you don't come with me, I'm going to end up blowing my diet. And he said, okay. He was a little hesitant. I said, come on, you know. So he got in. He saw my apron, which said Mission Lighthouse, so then I think he felt a little better. He got in the car, and I introduced myself. He told me his name. As I was driving down the street, he looks at me and he says to me, you know, I live in a halfway house. And I said, oh, they weren't doing turkey dinner? He said, no, they were doing drugs. And I walked out. This is what he was telling me. He walked out so that he wouldn't get tempted. He said, and then all of a sudden you pull up. It was really very emotional. So I said, well, now you're going to get turkey dinner. So I brought him in. Everybody showed him such love. They took him on like he was part of the family, introduced him to everybody. I was the seater and the greeter. So once I got him in, I brought him over to the table they wanted him to sit at. And he basically they fell in love with him. They loved on him. They have him now volunteering. And there's a family, drug-free family, that's taking him on. So he's like, just fell into the family there.
Now, what do you mean a family?
Well, they're a church, and they're an outreach, and they go around feeding people, and every day they have a different program. They tutor people for free, kids that, you know, are less fortunate, and they have outreaches every single day of the week, not just during Thanksgiving. They're doing a big drive for children for Christmas, and he volunteers. So now he's going there every day, gets them out of the house, and in the meantime, they have a family that's willing to take him in as a family member. I mean, does it get any better than that?
Wow.
Yeah, it's a blessing. It was very heartwarming. So once I got him situated...
I was going to say, that's it. You just
No,
people.
that was the beginning. So I have another homeless man that he's on a bike at 7-Eleven, and I looked for him, I couldn't find him. So now there's this like really bad deli in a bad area, same kind of location, and he's a Vietnam vet. So he's on a bike, and I see him all the time. I give him coffee and do little things like that. I drove looking for him and found him. But of course, he wasn't well enough to drive to the place. He didn't want to leave his bike, so I went back to the Lighthouse Mission, and I fixed him a big plate of food and covered it up so it wouldn't spill all over my car, and I brought it back to him. And he got all teary-eyed, and he said, I didn't think anybody cared. So I said, a lot of people love you, God loves you, and I do, and I gave him the food, and he was just like so taken back. It was really a blessing. So then I went back to Lighthouse Mission, and they said, are you finished for the day? And I said, well, no, I'm going to go out one more time, and I did, and I saw a girl sitting on a curb, and I don't know what her story was, but I pulled up, and she was really very, very leery of me. She wouldn't get anywhere near the car. She promised me she had turkey dinner. I said, do you want dessert? No, thank you. And she was kind of like cowering away, didn't get near me, and all she said to me was, God bless you, ma'am. And I said, you sure you don't want some? I can bring you some. No, 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 I'm really full. Kind of looking at me strangely, and I left. And then I went back and just helped clean up and serve the people that were there. It was really a blessing. Oh, and then there was one young man who they found out it was his birthday, his 6th birthday. Somebody ran out and got a cake. I did not get the cake. I didn't have time.
His 6th birthday?
He was 6 years old. A little boy in a family. And managed to give him a toy, because we're collecting toys for tots. So they wrapped it up, and we sang happy birthday to him and gave him a gift.
It's a homeless 6-year-old? Wow.
So it was really a blessing.
It almost reminds me, you remember you telling me the story that you were, about your coat delivery or something. That,
it's not
what
a
was
coat.
That?
Well, it's kind of a coat delivery. I just have a lot of coats.
Coat, it was a coat giveaway. That's
a coat giveaway. Yes. And when I see people that don't have a coat, especially in the winter, like I had an urge one day to have a hot dog. I pulled over to the hot dog stand, and the girl stuck her head out, and she just didn't look like she didn't have a coat on, and she doesn't own the hot dog truck. She probably doesn't make all that much money, and she was admiring. I had a really pretty kind of fuchsia color coat, and she was complimenting me. That's my favorite color, and it's really beautiful. And I said, well, come on out. And she said, why? I said, well, just come on out. I said, I just want you to try it on. She came out of the truck, and I said, just try it on. She said, you sure? I said, yes. She tried it on. It fit like a glove. And I said, God bless you. And she started to cry. She had it buttoned up. It looked better on her than me, actually. And she said no one had ever given her a gift before. And she said to me, she looked at me and she said, I feel pretty.
Wow.
So, that was last year. This year, I looked in my closet and I found a bunch of other coats. So I set her up with about 3 or 4.
Sure, there's other people who can appreciate a coat.
Well, and I'm still doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still doing that. It's fun.
What happens when you run out of coats?
No, I won't.
Okay.
I won't. I'll just get some more and make sure I have one to wear to keep me warm. And then the rest, I just, there's just so many people out there that are hurting.
Yeah.
And it's getting cold. I mean, if you have 10 coats in your closet, how many coats can I wear?
Good point.
So.
Really, I think about it. I only wear like 2 or 3 coats, and the other ones I'll wear maybe once a year or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And all we have to do is look around and see how many people don't even have one heavy coat. So I'm like on this clothing kick. But you know what? It's not even about that. Because when you think about it, all we have to do is look in our cabinet. There's cans of foods that I don't even use. And there's all these pantries that you can give to. And sometimes I find if I don't have anything to give that day, or I don't have it in my car when I'm traveling down the road, sometimes I'll run into 7-Eleven or wherever. And people are hurting right now. Whether it's the holidays or not the holidays, a kind word or a smile, or if you can buy them a cup of coffee or tea, it just can change somebody's life. And I just consider myself blessed to be able to do that.
You don't just do this at Thanksgiving, though.
No, I do. I try. I'm not trying to say I'm a saint. I'm this perfect person. I'm not. But I try, and I have been trying for a long time to just do it on a daily basis.
So if you get a coat you don't like for Christmas, you could just say, well, I gave it to a homeless person. I really
That's
liked
right.
it.
That's exactly it, and it'll make me feel better.
Yeah.
But nobody gives me coats for Christmas because they know I won't keep them. But I do have. I have 1 or 2 left, besides the 8 that I'm giving away next week. But it's fun.
Awesome.
Yeah, it is. It is. And we all do it. We can all do it. It's not like I'm this special person that goes around like the coat fairy. We can all do it. Whether it's cans of food, whether it's sweaters that we haven't worn, shirts, whatever it is. Just see somebody in need. Just do it. Just be a blessing and just help them. And it makes them feel good. And it sometimes, we all go through situations in our life where sometimes it's challenging. But when we're helping others, we're stepping out of ourselves. It's just a good thing. And I try to live my life that way on a daily basis, and it's just a joy.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you do the same thing.
Not quite as much, but now you make me feel like I should. So here's to making the giving season all year round.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you.